Thank you. And first of all, I would like to express my gratitude to Monsieur Nambaryn for organizing this very important conference and for inviting me and the Mongolian delegation to take part in this conference. I think it's very good that we meet here, exchange ideas and thoughts, so that back at home, every one of us can really think about the policies we are trying to implement. Well, the subject of the conference is quite big, but I will try to share some of my ideas about the present state of the world today and about what sort of problems we are facing and how the small countries can respond to these problems. Well, certainly we live in a very complicated world due to all the changes which happened for the last 15, 20 years. Politically, many countries have become democracies. And democracy, as all of you know, is the most complicated way of choosing a government. On the other hand, it is the most civilized way to get rid of a bad government. Economically, new successful economies have emerged, including China, Brazil, India, Russia. Although we can put question about what was the source of growth in those countries, but the reality is that these new economies have emerged. Private sector has become a driving force of development in many countries. So, trying to sum up all the changes, I would like to say that behind all these changes, the main sort of driving force is a competition. Competition has become a main mechanism for choosing either a government or a good. The government according to the results it delivers to its citizens, or a good based on its quality and price. On the other hand, competition means that there is a possibility of constant change, which politically means the change of a government, and economically the change of a good. We often think that change brings, or at least should bring, better governments and or better goods. Unfortunately, that is not always the case. There are changes which actually are not changes. There are changes that even made things worse. Unfortunately, there are, of course, changes which actually make things better. I think that in order to make changes really good, to bring in a good government, or to bring in a good, high quality good, there should be at least good political, economic and social structures set up, freedom of press guaranteed, and citizens should be well educated and informed. And I would like to say again that competition and the possibility of change made things in today's world much more complicated. It's no longer a simple world we used to live before the Cold War ended. It's more difficult in a sense of more challenging to live in a more complicated world. However, there is one good thing about more complicated world. It is that there are more chances for a country or an individual to succeed, to change your destiny into a better direction. Well, there was the question about what does it mean to have a good governance. For many years we have been discussing about connecting the good government with its size, whether a big government is good or a small one is better. I think now we can find another answer to this question. It's no longer about the size, but about the results, according to which we have to judge whether this government is a good one or a bad one. Good government is, first of all, the one which is the most efficient in achieving good results. Because inefficiency of a government costs too much. Too much government interference is as bad as it's too little interference. Too much government interference in the former Soviet Union made this country come to collapse. And too little interference of governments today caused the financial crisis we are trying to find a solution to. Both types of these governments are inefficient governments. And they try to solve problems after problems become too expensive to do so. Efficiency means that good government should have enough skills to prevent any problem before it turns into disaster. Talking about small countries and good governance, I think it will be interesting for us to find out about the differences we have. We all live in the 21st century, or presumably we all live in the 21st century. But there was the question always asked, when did it start? Some say that in 1980s, some say on 9/11, 2001. Some say that this year, during this financial crisis. It might even started in 1789 with the French Revolution, because the ideals of the revolution are the ideals of the 21st century. And we can hope that they will be implemented to their full potential. On the other hand, we live in different time zones and time ages. According to Islamic calendar, 2008 is 1429. According to Buddhist calendar, and Mongolia is a Buddhist country, we live in 2551. To Hebrew calendar, 5768. Geographically speaking, we live in different time zones. The difference in time zones between Ulaanbaatar, the capital city of Mongolia, and Evian is 6 hours. Yes, we can afford to live in different time zones and time ages when we talk about time in terms of culture, in terms of our religions, in terms of our traditions. However, in terms of development and good governance, we have to live in one time zone at the same age, that is the 21st century. In the 21st century, I think the world shouldn't be divided into developed and developing countries, into North and South, into dictatorships and democracies.